QU are ace high. I'm just hoping that that doesn't mean that they're as Kane with the one who is now James Bond of the Kane. Um, oh, Lord Jesus, please have mercy on this whole situation. Please protect the ones who have a seal that means everything and everything that people way above our pay grade have fought for their whole life since 1868. And even people that wanted to get it going and get it into effect way before that, Francis Bacon being one of them. And talk about hero overdone and just all this stuff that's gone on. I mean, there's people that have had stacks and stacks of burdens like Joash, and have gotten through. Um, so just wanted to come on real quick. I'm about to go get lunch. I don't want to eat in sorrow today. I want it to be okay. Gosh, yeah, this is what it is. It just, uh, they did this with Beth and Hastings and the Polish guy. And the Polish guy helped me up off the concrete deck, and Hastings stayed at our house and would mow the lawn and stuff. They said he mowed the lawn all crazy. That's what my dad said. So then he taught him to do the straight lines. I tried to read a book with Hastings kind of like next to him in my bed or whatever in the guest room before I had switched over there, and he was kind of like the Paul Walker about that, kind of like getting up and everything. And a lot of that's how I am. That's how I became. I would, like, anytime there was a high situation, I would stand. And Paul Walker does the same thing, especially in the way they edited the film whenever he goes to the cop house that's Hollywood in Hollywood. Well, he stands whenever, like, the black guy bends over and all this, and, like, that stuff made him uncomfortable. And see, as a kid, without having OCD and everything, I just tried to approach in love and, just sit there and read with him, nothing else other than that. But he was kind of like Paul Walker about it. So I think that's the difference between Groxt and the one who is Kane, which is Michael Phelps. That's how he separated from that spirit of Groxt, is that he knew that he was, that he wanted to stand for the child and show the right way instead of being like Groxt. That was Michael Phelps. And, when the flag went down in 2012 at London, that was because he didn't have a good year that year. He wasn't on top like he was at Beijing. But he still dominated, but not as much. So yeah, it was spiritual. The way I was a microcosm at Copperfield in Lexington, I was a microcosm of what was going on with Groxt. And Hastings represented Grox, but then he split away from him. And Hastings liked Beth, and see, Beth, I think she liked the Polish guy and Grox. And she would talk about the Fast and the Furious movie being that she had more respect for cars after seeing that. And her and Hastings made out in the diving well underneath everybody during Sharks and Minnows. So for real, made out. And like, that was at Shoto. That was at Shoto. And that would have been during an LAA practice, Lexington Aquatic Academy, which were the seahorses. Um, so and see, Hastings had this real cool dive. Anytime he would dive, he would he would leap up, put his arms back, and like it would be like he's held in the air for a minute, and he would pop his head up. So he looked like Rocket Man or something. It was like he would stall in air, and it was kind of cool the way he would do it. And it was like he would put his whole body back and his head up, and then he would go immediately into streamline. So that was kind of cool, but you know, I'm giving you details of what happened. So that was right before 2001. That was right before 2001. Because see, then that summer we moved from Copperfield to Kenwood, and Kenwood was this big like slave owning mansion back in the day. We shouldn't have been there, and like it just wasn't a good situation. So and I'm being serious. Like I just reflecting on what I just said. Like that's actually what happened. Like how we had the finances for that, I don't know. I really don't understand it. Like it was like we had a little cushion of money, so then they went ahead and got that house, and it had a pool and stuff. It was kind of cool, but the basement was scary, and like it was actual like slave underground railroad or something. Like it, I think it was for slaves. I do. I don't think it was underground railroad, but they didn't really know. So and then that's whenever we had Manfred, the gay gardener from Austria, was our gardener. That's he came into the picture right then, and that was my first kind of um like knowing that someone was gay. That was the first that I knew someone in my life that was gay was our gardener Manfred. Um, and I always thought like, well, that's kind of weird. Like he seems kind of cool, like a Mexican. Why would he be gay? You know? And then because I've always thought stuff like that was kind of cool. You know, like I don't know, kind of like the end of the movie Office Space, the way that they approach like the job at the end of that film. I've always kind of admired in a way. Not but then I did construction, and then I didn't admire that because I knew what it was. But gardening and stuff I still think is kind of cool, mixing species and stuff. And but anyway, like yeah, that's it, man. I'll get off here.